The Untold Story of the Most Evil Queen, Cleopatra. Hello, fellow historians. Welcome to my channel, where we'll explore some of the most compelling stories that have formed our planet. Today, we're digging deep into the unexplored life of the story of Cleopatra, the seductive queen of ancient Egypt, one of the most fascinating and enigmatic historical characters. The unseen stories of Cleopatra's life, a macabre waltz of tragedy, betrayal, and power. While Cleopatra is frequently portrayed as a gorgeous and charismatic leader, there was a darker aspect to her reign that has remained concealed throughout history. Join us as we look into Queen Cleopatra's evil acts and reveal an unseen mystery that challenges our perspective of this great queen. Now, I get what you're thinking. Was Cleopatra truly the most terrible queen in history? Prepare to have your curiosity sparked and your understanding of Cleopatra challenged as we explore the mystery of her life. This is the tale of Cleopatra, a woman of unmatched cunning and brutality, not the idealized seductress of tradition. Cleopatra was born into a royal dynasty, the Ptolemies, who had controlled Egypt for ages. King Ptolemy VII, her father, was a brutal tyrant who had no problem using force to stay in power, and he instilled this mindset in his daughter. Our tale starts thousands of years ago, in the golden dunes of ancient Egypt, where Cleopatra is a representation of evil, power, and seduction. Cleopatra was bound to become a queen who would do whatever to establish and sustain her domination, since she was born into a society of betrayal and unstable politics. People were enthralled with Cleopatra's charm and wisdom. She had been known for being able to hold intelligent conversations, loving the arts, and speaking several languages with ease. The domains of education, trade, and infrastructure all advanced during Cleopatra's rule. She was a visionary leader who wanted to modernize Egypt and better the lives of her people. Cleopatra's unquenchable desire for power led her to manipulate everyone around her, creating a complex web of deception and betrayal. With her captivating beauty and magnetic charisma, she effortlessly charmed prominent men, using them as pawns in her drive for absolute power. Cleopatra, noted for her seducing appeal, captured the hearts of Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, two of Rome's most prominent men. But was this just manipulation? That's what certain historians would have you believe. You see, Cleopatra was remarkably adept at using her relationships for her own purposes. She forged alliances, secured her position, and played the game of politics like a master. Apart from the romantic legends, Cleopatra's rule was characterized by an unrelenting quest for authority. She caught the attention of Julius Caesar, the mighty Roman leader who was in Egypt at the time. Because of her marriage to Caesar, Cleopatra possessed great authority and weight. They had a son, Caesarion, which solidified her claim to the throne. However, when Caesar was betrayed and assassinated, creating a power vacuum in Rome, the story became more complicated. With Caesar's life brutally cut short, Cleopatra found herself in a dangerous situation. Her rise to the throne was fraught with familial conflict, political intrigue, and deadly ambition. The shadows of betrayal loomed large as Cleopatra negotiated the perilous water of dynastic strife, where sibling ties devolved into vicious conspiracies. Her restoration to the throne, with the support of her devoted followers, constituted a turning point in her rule. Cleopatra's reign in Egypt was marked by scandals, betrayal, and bloodshed. She cunningly eliminated everyone who threatened her reign, and was cruel in defending her position of power. She even treated her own family with the same ruthlessness. When her sister, Arsinoe, challenged her for the throne, Cleopatra had no mercy. She ordered her execution, demonstrating that family ties were irrelevant to her. With each step, she left a path of scattered alliances and crushed hopes, establishing her status as history's most notorious queen. Cleopatra's ambition had no limits. She extended her dominion by merciless conquest, making other nations cower at her knees. Her military prowess was unrivaled, and her adversaries were vanquished with brutal efficiency. Cleopatra was a master tactician, using her intelligence to outwit her opponents both on and off the battlefield. As Egypt's final pharaoh, Cleopatra's reign was defined by a persistent desire for domination, a quest to expand the empire at any cost. Cleopatra's rule was distinguished by her political intelligence and sound decision-making. In her efforts to increase Egypt's supremacy, she made strategic connections with prominent persons who shared her agenda. However, some of her approaches were fraught with controversy, as she played a difficult game of chess in a male-dominated world. Meet Mark Antony, a great Roman leader who succumbed to Cleopatra's influence. Their passionate and stormy romance became a symbol of power and controversy. Cleopatra utilized her charm and intelligence to manipulate Antony, strengthening her status throughout the Roman Empire. Cleopatra's skill to fascinate and control great men was extremely impressive. She used seduction as a political tactic, leveraging her wit and attractiveness to sway even the most powerful leaders. However, there was more to her than manipulation. Cleopatra was willing to get her hands dirty in the pursuit of power. She allied herself with political groups and formed strategic alliances to protect her rule. Her participation in the Roman Civil War demonstrated her cunning and intelligence. However, even the most powerful leaders are vulnerable. Cleopatra's insatiable hunger for power frequently clouded her judgment and blinded her to the consequences of her decisions. Her decisions and the weight of her sins eventually devoured her, resulting in a terrible downfall. But as they say, all good things must come to an end. Cleopatra's connection with Mark Antony eventually led to their demise. When Rome waged war on Egypt, Cleopatra's world came crashing down. After being defeated at the Battle of Actium by Octavian, the future Roman emperor, Cleopatra and Antony committed suicide rather than being captured by their foes. And with their deaths, the era of pharaohs ended. Despite her questionable techniques and acts, Cleopatra's influence on history cannot be denied. She was a true representation of strength, intelligence, and charisma. Her story has captivated generations, inspiring numerous works of art, literature, and even films. And here comes the crucial moment. Cleopatra and Mark Antony's unbreakable bond. Their epic romance, full of love and turmoil, is one for the ages. They would work together to create a story that would live on in history for generations. Cleopatra's story continues to captivate and amaze. Her legacy, tinged with tales of depravity and wickedness, depicts the actual personification of the evil queen that history has described her as. Behind the veil of fame, however, is a complex woman whose unrelenting quest for power altered the ancient world. As the curtains draw back to Queen Cleopatra's secret story, we are left to wonder about the true nature of her legacy. Was she a smart strategist who fought the odds to govern over one of history's most powerful civilizations? Or a brutal tyrant with an insatiable need for power? Perhaps the answer is somewhere in between, a complicated tapestry of light and evil, ambition and betrayal that will continue to enthrall future generations. Now that we've explored Cleopatra's life, let's go back to our original query. Was Cleopatra truly the most evil queen? Like any complicated historical figure, there's much more to the answer than meets the eye. Cleopatra's life and reign were affected by the turbulent times she lived in, as well as the decisions she made to defend her realm and ensure her legacy. One of the greatest and most contentious queens in history, her famous downfall continues to stand as a testament to love, strength, and the queen's eternal legacy. That wraps up our journey through the untold story of the most evil queen, Cleopatra. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into her life and legacy. Remember, history is filled with fascinating stories of triumph, tragedy, and everything in between. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and join our community for more captivating content like this. Thanks for watching.